Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2016 Arlington High School Marching Band Awards Ceremony. So let's begin, folks. What a year. And I get this question a lot. I've gotten this question a lot. What's the difference? So you do this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, and what's the difference? And like any educator, you spend a lot of time thinking about what was and what worked and what didn't work. And I've kind of boiled it down to about 4 things that I can think of. The first one, and these are in no particular order, that led to such a successful year was our design time. Dan Valladay, Bobby Jones, Burt Cousins, all those late nights on the go-to-meetings when we had people in 4 different states working to put together a show. It would alarm some of you and surprise some of you to know how many different directions we go. But the reality is we've got a group of people there who are incredibly kid-centric. They put kids first, and they want to make it work. Not the group in their mind, the group they have. And that's an incredibly key thing. We see a lot of bands around the state who write pretty good shows if the band could only do this or could only do that. And the designers that I'm lucky enough to work with were willing to go, you want to do a show about what? Well, how about this? Well, how about this? Well, how about this? And that's kind of slapstick and lowbrow. Yeah, but it'll be fun. Okay. And then we go forth and we go. So their ability to talk me off the ledge when I need it, and a lot of it is that. It's saying, Keach, yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know who you're doing that with, but that's cool. But no. Or someone saying, I really think we should go with this approach, or this approach, or this kind of iconography, or this kind of, and for lack of a better word, advocate for what's going to make the kids the best. So I think that largely the success of this season started a long time before the season ever began. Our winter programs. We've had and enjoyed here at Arlington for a long time a concert band program that produces kids that can play wind instruments really well. The big difference that we're experiencing now is the incredible work that our winter color guard and our winter percussion programs are bringing to the organization. To think about going back to a time where those 2 programs weren't an integral and to say essential is not an over-characterization. They are an essential part of what we do here with the Arlington Marching Band. I can't understate that. The color guard started, and Burt worked very, very hard to collect a team that would work with them and has done a masterful job with that. We've had lots of rocky patches, but eventually we got that group on campus. We got that group with a group of people who are fundraising strongly for it and have enjoyed some amazing success for those students. And lately, it's lately but not lessly, is the winter percussion program and Nathan collecting people who are willing to buy into that vision, and us be able to work with a winter percussion program that works in concert, no pun intended, with our jazz programs, with our orchestra programs, instead of competing with them for time and resources. So it's no mistake that last year we had a winter color guard program that was successful in MAC and successful in WGI, and we had a winter percussion program that was successful in MAC. And this year we have a marching band that's got a phenomenally strong percussion program and a phenomenally strong color guard program. And put that together with what our trumpets and saxophones and clarinets and flutes have gotten from their concert band program, and I think that's a huge difference for this year. I think our instructional staff is also a huge thing. We really have 2 kinds of staffers, and I'm going to say this, and this might come out a little rude, forgive me if it does. We are in a little bit of an marching instruction desert here in the Hudson Valley. We really have 2 kinds of staff members, and I was doing some thinking about this. We have the kinds of staff members who we grew and were lucky enough to have come back. And then we have the instructional staff members, most of which spend between 125 and 200 miles of rehearsal on the road to come work with our students. And we really don't have anything in between. We're honored, of course, that our alumnus, some of them from the 2000s and the 2010s are back and are working with our kids, and we think that's great. But what is really amazing in a true gem is that you, the parents, we, the school district, have been able to foster a group, a culture, where people are willing to get in the car and drive and leave their wives and leave their husbands and leave their work and get in the car and spend almost as much time getting here and getting home as teaching your children. And so putting those two facets together, this year we had amazing strength throughout the ensemble. And I think it's a huge part of why the year was as successful as it was. The most important, obviously, is the student body. The reality is that what we're talking about, when all is said and done, is 15 100ths of 1 point. That's it. Well, let's do some math for a second. There's about 130 of you. We're talking about 15 100ths of a point. That's one kid for 2 steps at the right moment deciding the toes need to be a little bit higher. That's one kid for just a split second making sure the grip of the left hand is just a little bit more accurate. That's a kid deciding, you know what, it's Tuesday afternoon and I'm tired, but when I get to rehearsal tonight, doggone it, I'm going to be prepared so that I can figure out how to get that one drill page right. It's the really, really little things that make a difference. There isn't some big magic about a state championship year for a group. The magic is, been there all along. The difference is a little something here and there. That one kid who says, you know what, tonight I'm not going to give up. That one staff member who's there and has made the commitment, you know, I'm going to leave my family for the night and come help the family up at Arlington High School. I'm going to work with them. It's that one kid who asks for help and gets it from a section leader so that they can play those 2 measures correctly. It's little things like that. But when you have a large group and you add those little things up, it makes a huge difference. So I don't look at this year as really, you know, it's impressive. I admit it. I'm having trouble seeing over things to see the audience, and I get that. But the reality is that it isn't much different from other years except for the degree to which we were able to go. The number of nights we weren't going to quit at the end of rehearsal. The numbers of reps we were going to get just a little something extra done. And that's really what it is when you go forth in the real world. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of people who are going out for every job. There's a lot of people going out for every college. There's a lot of people going out. The differences are sometimes very, very small. And sometimes it's luck. You set yourself up to be in a situation to have good luck occur. I wanted to also mention that many of the students have kind of, they frequently come to me at the end of the season and say, oh, Mr. Keege, it's over, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, they're a little shell-shocked and they've got that withdrawal. And, you know, I tell them how to see the school psychologist and talk through their feelings, and it's all good. But here's the deal, and the people who get to work with students in the arts know this for a fact. The reality is that while this might be one of the most amazing moments in your lives so far, this is not going to be one of the most amazing moments in your life. You are so intelligent and so strong and so knowledgeable and so hardworking that you're going to produce over a lifetime, not because of the fact that you went to Arlington High School or because you have some jewelry on a picture on a wall, not because of those things, but because of who you have become, that's going to set you up to have moments that make this moment seem fun, but the best is truly yet to come. Whether it's watching your own families somewhere down the road enjoy successes like this, whether or not it's starting that company, whether or not it's helping somebody, whether it's saving a life, who knows what it could be throughout the course of your life. We are lucky here in the Arlington Marching Band program, really the band program in general, to be able to work with students and know for a fact that no matter what amazing performance they might have with the West Point Band, and of course that was absolutely an amazing performance, or the marching band, or the jazz ensembles, they're going to go on and do things in life that made what they did here not seem less, but seem part of a bigger story, part of a bigger narrative that is them working hard and developing things for themselves. And I think that that's an incredibly powerful thing. This is amazing, and I'm incredibly pleased and proud of all the hard work that went into it, but mostly I'm incredibly pleased and proud of the students. People have talked, hey, Keats brought back the cup, and I get it, it's a bit of a joke, but honest to gosh, I trade 130 of these for one of them. And I think that's why we are where we are, because our organization, our staff members, our kids focus on the performance. So as we celebrate tonight, and you've got your pictures with a cup, I got my picture with a cup, and all those good things, and they're fun, but never forget that what led to this was you. What led to this was pushing a little extra harder during a sunburn hot day in August or a cold day, and we've all got stories to tell about those, right? In the end, you'll remember those stories. Hey, remember that one night that so-and-so did such and such? Remember that one night we finally got thus and such to happen? Those are the things that I think you're going to remember. Before we watch our state championship performance, I wanted to let you in on something that is kind of a little secret. We are phenomenally young. In a moment, we're going to present 50 first-year students for their varsity letters. Out of a band of 130, that is ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. Rich Gillen actually mentioned something to me. He said, I was in the hallway, and the kids were coming in, and everybody was cheering, and he said, they're so young. And I said, right. He goes, I didn't realize that until we got really up close to them. I mean, when their Shakos are on, and they're out there performing, they look so old. And it's like, yeah, they do. But they're so young. There's so many of them that are 14, that are 15, that are in their first year ever of this activity. And so to accomplish something like this is absolutely amazing. I also want to share one thing, and then we'll watch a little video. The last person to wish me good luck before we stepped on the field was the instructional staff at Victor High School. The front ensemble at Victor High School was there. The first person to congratulate me when we got off the field was the band director from Victor. Throughout the entire night, well, to be honest, I almost forgot to take care of my own students because the guy from Victor and his staff members and I were talking and yucking it up, and how was your year, and this is great, and your kids are awesome, no, your kids are awesome, and it was like one of those things, and the kids all of a sudden were out in the picture area, and I said, oh, I gotta go, I ran off. But he found me again later, and they announced in second place, and I hope you watch over the course of the night, you watch the video, the first people that clap for Arlington High School in first place, besides a few excited Arlington kids, are the kids to their right from Victor. The first person that hugged me, I hugged a lot of staff members. Like they said second place, and I knew what was happening. I kind of knew how this was all going to pan out anyway. I had band director, like the Hall of Fame guys, Bill Daver and others, had already come up to me and, giving me the behind the scenes wink. So I kind of knew where we were headed. And I was congratulating the staff. The first person that found me was the band director at Victor. And the second person that found me was the band director at West Genesee. So when you get surprised by a guy you only see 3 times a year with a hug in front of a couple thousand teenagers, I think that one of the things that, it's a behind the scenes thing, but I think is incredibly important, is that those are the things that we need to continue to show as a shining example for our students. The guys at Victor, the guys at West Genesee, Lancaster, virtually every national class band, either my phone blew up or they actually found me on the field within 5 or 10 minutes. Amazing job, congratulations, safe travels, all that kind of stuff. And those are the things that we do. I think that people think that we're really big competitors. In reality, we are, but what we're competing against is the best possible version of our students. And what really excites us as national class directors is the fact there's so many bands out there that are so good. I mean, the reality is, for those of you who went to the national class show, you watched 8 bands. Every single one of those 8 bands is worth a ticket, right? I mean, every single one of them was worth coming and seeing, and including our kids here at Arlington. But what's really cool is the people who are working with them. We had a few issues with a student who wasn't feeling good. Second person there was a band booster from West Gen. That's the activity that we're in. That's the reason why I do this activity. Because at the end of the day, sure, we might be competitive and we might be interested in bringing home the jewelry, we celebrate the jewelry, we're going to celebrate here for the next hour and a half or so. But the reality is, you have more in common with that band parent or that band student from West Genesee than you do with kids that you go to school with here. They understand what you're going through. They understand what it's like to travel 4 hours, watch a kid for 15 minutes, get back in the car, travel 4 hours, and then get up and go to church or school or work the next morning or whatever kind of day it is. They understand that. And I think that over the course of the season, we got to see some great championship behavior, not just on the field. So one of the proudest moments of me is having our students awarded in such a way and have it happen with such great gentlemen, great ladies, great professionals who are as happy for our students as for their own. And I hope that the next time we see those kids and those staff members and those directors, we continue to think about being very positive. I know we are. We are band positive. We are kid positive here at Arlington High School. I want you to know that they are. I had a note from the band director, Victor Eric, and he actually said, in part, the reality is that our students and our staff and our parents have long enjoyed warm, enthusiastic support from the Arlington High School band. Thank you so much for all of that over the years, and in some small way, I hope that a few hugs and a few handshakes and a few loud cheers from the stands can repay the nights of kindness that we've experienced in the past. That's why we do this, folks. It's to watch them grow. And so tonight, as we enjoy, let's watch them grow through another new experience, which is celebrating a state championship. Let's see what they did.